Yeah, thank you. Okay. So if you see, right, first of all, right, we have to understand this fusion, right? So again, I will be like when I will start our session, right, we'll be discussing in detail this fusion and all. But just to take your first question, right? So first of all, right, why we need this OIC, right? And where this actually will be sitting. And what is this fusion, right? So fusion becomes the SaaS software, SaaS application, right? So we'll be see that, okay, what is the difference between SaaS and PaaS, right? So what fusion is, right? Fusion is nothing but like a software where all the best things are available. Now we can say that, okay, it is a software. So what is additional into that one? So earlier what happened, right? There are multiple softwares was available into the market for the enterprise solutions. So companies can go for those, right? Like EBS, PeopleSoft, Siebel, JD Edwards. What Oracle has done, right? Oracle has acquired all those softwares. Oracle was like had its own one software, which is EBS. Then there are other competitors was there into the market. Oracle acquired all the competitors and they have taken best of each and they've become the one solution. Now that solution is a fusion, right? So it means whatever earlier was there, that is also there, but it got rebranded as a new fusion. And in that one, right, all the best things came. Now you can say that, okay, when in market, right, all those things are available, right? Why people are going for the fusion, right? They can go with that old also, right? Yes. But in that case, what happened? Each software was kind of a leader in one particular thing, right? For example, if I will go for PeopleSoft, right? So that PeopleSoft was kind of a leader into human capital management. It was providing other solutions also, but in that one, right, it was not like that flexible or that good. But in the human capital management, right, PeopleSoft was kind of a leader. So each client, right, or each software was kind of a leader in one particular domain only. So when client will go, right, if suppose they are into the multiple module kind of thing, right? So they either they have to go for multiple softwares, or if they will go for one, right, they will get best of one, but in others they have to go and compromise, right? So there Oracle found out that opportunity, and what Oracle has done, Oracle acquired all those players and then taken best of each and build a new software, which is nothing but the a new system, which is a fusion system. Correct? So that is what the fusion. So the official definition, right? That fusion represent the amalgamation of best of the functionalities from multiple product lines, EBS, PeopleSoft, Siebel, and it combined into a single data model, right? Into a single data. So that is what the fusion it is. So when we see about the Oracle, right, what happened? First thing come into our mind, right, is like database. Oracle is database. So Oracle started its journey with the database. Then they have developed their own EBS application and then they have acquired others combined together and they become the Oracle. So see, it started with the Oracle database. They created their own ERP, which is EBS, and then the others, right, they have acquired, combined together, and they come up with the Fusion application. So this is the same thing, right? Oracle database, EBS, EBS R12, and then it becomes the Fusion. Now, as I mentioned it, like each product, right, was kind of a leader into one particular, right? So what is it? If you see, JD Edwards, right, was kind of a leader into supply chain management, but they are providing other solutions also, financial management, project management, asset lifecycle management, right, and manufacturing management. PeopleSoft also was providing supply chain management, but they are leader into the human capital management. Siebel was kind of a leader into the CRM. Oracle e-business suite, right, EBS, was kind of a leader into the financial management. Hyperion was leader into this Hyperion financial reporting. Primeware was kind of a leader into this PPM, project portfolio management. So when Oracle acquired, right? So earlier what happened, right? For example, some client went for the JD Edwards. So they will get best of supply chain management, but others they will not get. Same thing, PeopleSoft. Or if they have to go get the best, so they have to go for the multiple. So when they will go for multiple, right, what happened? It is kind of like too much costing because they have to go and purchase this license also, and they have to go and purchase this license. They need to go and have a two separate teams. Team who knows JD Edwards, team who know PeopleSoft. Then we need one team who knows communication between them, right? So it is like too much operation, too much costing used to be involved. So Oracle acquired all these things. From JD Edwards, they just have taken supply chain management. From this one, they have taken HCM. From this one, Siebel, they have taken CRM. From Oracle's own, they have taken financial. Then they have combined together. And what happened? They have become Oracle Fusion. So whatever now we are able to see, right? Oracle supply chain management, HCM, ERP, finance, all those nothing but behind the scene, right? It was their old system, JD, Edwards, PeopleSoft and all. So that is how the Fusion application came in the picture, right? So this is a Fusion understanding we have. Now next is like cloud computing, right? What is this cloud computing? Because cloud computing is kind of like overall infrastructure. Inside that one, we have those three pillars, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Within that one, right, our Fusion or YC comes. So first of all, we have to understand that what is this cloud or cloud computing. Now, maybe if you have heard or seen, right, in earlier, right, what happened? Companies used to have big machines on their own premise, right? So before companies started, what happened? They will have their big server rooms. They will have their networking teams and all right. So everything was there into their own thing, right? So that is used to be there. But what happened, right? Now, what are the consequences of that one, right? What is the like drawback? Suppose if something will happen, right? Like suppose some flood came, right? Or natural calamity happened. So what happened, right? If suppose those machines are gone, right? Your whole operation, your whole business is gone. Correct? For that reason, what happened? This cloud computing came. So if you understand this one through some example, right? So we can say that, okay, for example, I can say, yeah, for example, you got a new job, right? Now what happened? You need to go to the new city and you have to stay there. What are the possible options to stay there? One is like go and purchase the land, build your house, and then you will go and stay there, right? You will take all approvals and everything, right? So that is the option number one. Another option is like, for example, some real estate developers are there, some buildings are already there. You will go see the some flat and you will start living, right? You will just rent it out the space, right? You will not own something, you will just rent it out. In both, right, objective was same, right? That okay, you are staying there. But in the first option, right, what happened? We have to go and spend too much costing. For example, you will purchase the land, right? Maybe it can take like, for example, 50 lakhs to purchase the land. Then 50, like, for example, 20 lakhs to purchase the land, 20 lakhs to build the house, other permissions and all, it can take 10. So overall, you can say 50 lakhs you will be needing on day one if you want to stay there. On the other hand, right, if you go with the real estate developers, right, what happen? Maybe 3 months deposit you will do, right? And every month you have to go and pay, right? So 3 months of deposit, you can say, for example, 10,000 is the rent, right? So 30,000 you will be paying and then monthly rent. So maybe 40,000, right? You can start living. So see the comparison, right? 50 lakhs you need on one solution on day one. In other, right, you need only 40,000 and you can go and start living, right? So that is what the cloud. So earlier, those on-premise, right, big machines used to be there on your own system, right? At your own location. So for that one, right, what happened? We used to buy those machines. We configure it. We hire team. So it means too much costing was there. This other solution came as the cloud, right? What happened? Somebody is doing all those things for us. Now in that flat one, right? Who built that um, whatever apartments, right? Some real estate developer, right? So what happened? Same concept here. So here, right, what happened? These big players, right? Oracle, then Amazon, Google, Microsoft, right? So what happened? They are building those big machines, which is nothing but the data center. So that apartments we are calling it. So in this case, what happened? Those are nothing but the data centers. So these big players, they have purchased those big machines. They have set up at physical device. Now what happened? We are just going and renting out, right? What happened? I can go and create my AWS account, Oracle Cloud account, Azure account. I can say that, okay, I need 2 CPU, I need 3 CPU, I need 1 TB of data, right? And I can go and start operating my business. Correct? So what happened? We are just renting it out. So it is a kind of a subscription model. Whatever you use, based on that one, the charges will come. I don't have to pay for the full machine on the day one. Okay, in this month, I have used 1 GB of data like this one, right? So I will be just paying for that one. Correct? So that is what the cloud computing. Now in this one, what happened? We are not maintaining anything onto our local. Earlier, we used to have the everything on the local. Now you can say that, okay, yes, these data center, right? These are also like physical device only, right? Suppose if some natural calamity happen there, right? It's the same story, right? Yes, but what happened? These data centers are distributed across the globe. So if any reason one data center is down, right? All your traffic will be redirected to the another data centers and all. Correct? So it means you will be available 24 into 7 all the time. There's no dependency that, okay, your system is down. So that is what the cloud computing. So nowadays, right, what happened? We need everything to be available 24 into 7. If suppose we are managing it, it is our responsibility and all. We have to make sure that, okay, all our system, right, all our server rooms, right, every electricity is there all the time, right? Then only it will be operating. But in this other case, what happen? These big machines will, like big players, right, they will be taking care. We just say that, okay, I need this much and I will be paying monthly, right? So that is a cloud solution what we have. Now this whole solution, right, cloud, right, it will be distributed into 3 layers. So if I will go to this one, yeah, understanding the infrastructure, SaaS and PaaS. So as I told, right, earlier it was on-premise, right? We have to do. Now from the development, from the usage, everything is still same. There is no logic change. It's not that, okay, earlier, right, we are using some other thing and now those concepts got changed. Concepts are still same. But what happened? The responsibilities got distributed. So on-premise, right, what happened? To build any system, right, we need networking, storage, server, virtualization, operating system, middleware, runtime, data and application. Correct? So that is what we need. So what happened? On-premise, each and everything is our responsibility. But now what happened? This cloud came, right? So the cloud got distributed into 3 layers. Infrastructure as a service, right? What it means in this one, hardware part, right? So who this other manager? Who is this other? Is like vendor. So it means on the cloud, right? Whether it is AWS, Oracle, or Azure cloud, right? What happens? This will be provided. On top of that one, right? It means hardware I will be getting. On top of that one, I can go and install my any operating system. I can go and use any database. All those things I can do. So that is infrastructure as a service. Some more responsibility will be shifted. So what happened? This operating system, middleware, and runtime, right, will be gone to the customer, vendor. I will be just managing application and data. Then third comes as a SaaS, right? So in this one, right, everything will be done by the vendor only. So the fusion we did, right? So that comes into this category. Our OIC will come into this category, correct? So fusion software, what happened? Whether you use the fusion, I will use fusion, third party, some third company will use. Everyone will be getting the same. Why? Because Oracle product development team, right, has built that solution and now everyone is going and creating their subscription into that one. Correct? So that is a SaaS. It means as a developer, as a business user, right, we are not doing any development around. Somebody is doing. Now take that example of the Zoom, right? We are using the Zoom for our communication, right? For our meeting. Did I build that Zoom? No, right? Any one of you have built? No, right? What happened? Zoom company has done. We just have created our account and we are using that one. Correct? So that is the SaaS. It means software is built. We are just using that one. Gmail, right? It is already there. We are just using that one. Teams, right? It is already there. We are using. Right? So that is the software as a service. When you go and build your new solution, right? So some framework will be provided. On top of that, right, you will go and create your solution. So that comes as a platform as a service. It means some platform provided. In that one, you can go and create your own logic, right? So OIC is a platform, right? Middleware framework. In that one, we can go and build our own solutions. So that is a platform as a service. If I so this is the same diagram, but for example, just to understand it, that okay, you want to prepare the pizza, right? Maybe you will be able to understand from this one more clarity, right? You want to eat the pizza. So what are the options you have? One is like you will go and build, like prepare the pizza in your house. So that is like our on-premise. Earlier we do. Now, what are the responsibilities needed to prepare it? What are the key things? We should have a kitchen. We should have a gas. We should have an oven, pizza dough, toppings, and cook the pizza, right? So these are the basic requirements, right? If you want to go and prepare the pizza. So made in house or traditional on-premise, right? Each and everything, right, is our responsibility. Correct? So whatever you are able to see, right, these 6 options will be our responsibility. Next is like infrastructure as a service. Somebody will go and provide that infrastructure for us. On top of that, right, we can go and do anything. So that is like cloud kitchen or kitchen as a service. So this kitchen, gas and oven, right? Somebody will go and provide. So that is a hardware part, right? And that is the costliest thing. Now what happened? I can go bring my pizza dough, toppings, and I can cook the pizza. So whether I will go with the traditional or with this one, right? And objective it is same. But what happened? In this one, each and everything is my responsibility. Here the responsibility got distributed between us and the vendor. Correct? Suppose if I will just to eat pizza, right? If I will build the kitchen, right? I will purchase the gas, I will purchase the oven. So maybe like pizza will be like of 100 rupees, but this will go and take like, for example, 10 lakh rupees, right? So that is one. In this one, right, I will just go and use that one. Second is like walk in and bake. So it means vendor will provide the pizza also. We just have to bring our topping and cook the pizza. Now in this infrastructure, what happened? It's not necessary. I will just go and prepare the pizza. I can go and prepare pasta also because this is my responsibility. Whatever way I want to use that kitchen, right, I can go and use it. If I will bring pasta material, I will prepare pasta. If I will bring something else, right, Maggie or some anything, right, I can go and do that one. In a platform as a service, right, what happened? Framework provided to me. Sorry, right? So what happened? The framework what provided? It means pizza dough is provided. It means I can go and prepare the pizza only. This is walk in and bake, right? So what happened? I can go and do the pizza only. But again, I have the freedom that okay, what type of pizza? If I will bring the veg toppings, I can prepare veg, non-veg, margherita, right? Mixed veg, tomato, onion, whatever I want to do, right? I can go and do. Yes, now some restriction came because I got the framework, right? I got the pizza dough. But still, right, what type of I will do? I can do this one. So that is a platform as a service or walk in and bake. The last come as a SaaS, right? Software as a service. In this one, right, we can say we'll just go to the restaurant. I will just order the pizza. Who is preparing, where is kitchen, who is bringing, right, material. I'm not concerned about anything. I will just go and eat the pizza once it is ready. Or maybe like this Zomato and all, right, we have this food delivery partners, right? We'll just go to the platform, we'll just order and it will come. We are not concerned about, right, behind the scene what all things are going on. So that is the SaaS solution. Same thing, right, in the Zoom, right, we are just using for our meeting purpose. Who was the developer, where the server is sitting, right, who has done all the work, right? We are not concerned. We are just using this one. So that is a software as a service, platform as a service, infra. So all these three things, right, are kind of a cloud solution. But based on our responsibility, based on the usage, right, it will go and distribute and it will go and save three different types. I hope you are able to understand now this one. Any questions into this?
Yes, sir. Hi, Anurag here. So I just need to know if we talk about this SaaS and PaaS. Okay.
Okay.
So in PaaS, OIC will come, right?
Yes. Right.
In the SaaS, this Fusion
Fusion will
HR and other model will come, right?
yes. Right.
So what is the difference with the respect to customization? Suppose if I need to do any customization in SaaS or in PaaS, so how this can be achieved?
Yeah. So in the past, right, what happened? It is completely up to you, right? You got the framework, right? You can build any
Yes.
solutions. But in SaaS, you cannot go and do that one. You can just do the configure only, right? Because software is on. Take that example of this only, Zoom only. What you do, right? You can schedule the meeting, right? You can start the meeting. You can end the meeting. Can you go and create some other thing which is not there already into this? No, right? Same concept goes with
Correct.
the Fusion. So in the Fusion, what happened? Software is already there. You can just go and configure your data. You can just configure that, okay, what all things needs to be there. But you cannot go and create a new page. For example, if you want to create a new page, right, in the Fusion, can you go and do? No. But what happened? That you can do into the pass layer. So like how we have OIC, right? So OIC is there for the data communication between multiple systems. For example, you want to go and build new page, right? So for that one, right, another service we have is like VBCS, Visual Builder Cloud Service. So what happens? You can go and develop a new page. Then that page you can go and embed into the Fusion, right? So PaaS will give you the flexibility to do the development and all. But in SaaS, you cannot go and do any new development. Only you can do the configure only.
Okay. So, sir, suppose I have a requirement of customization of any service. Okay. Like
Yeah.
we have a new requirement customization. Okay.
Okay.
Let's suppose finance.
Okay.
So, in finance, we have a COC module. Okay.
Okay.
So there, if customization need to achieve, then how
No, what
to
customization? First, we need to clarify, right? What customization it is.
yeah, yeah. Customization is something we are getting some receipt, okay,
Okay.
or we are getting some invoice, and that invoice we have to do some customization with respect to some reportings, okay. Then we have to use this OIC along with the SAS. So any requirement you know where customization is achieved in the SAS and PAS with both together?
Yeah. So again, maybe I'm not aware about your scenario, but if just I will give you simple scenario, right? So for example, uh, we have a supplier, right? So what happen? You
Yes.
have a system in that one, right? You need to go and create a new suppliers, correct? So what happen
Yes, yes.
currently in Fusion? What are the options we have? Either we can go and create one by one through UI, right? Otherwise, like for bulk, right? What happen? I can go and use the FBDI, right? But both are
FBD.
manual file-based data import, right? That I can prepare one file, I can do the load, so it will be created into the Fusion. But both are manual. Now, for example, right, in the target system, right, or in some other system, the suppliers will be created like every day, new suppliers. So the requirement is that, okay, whatever the system records got created into the target system, right, we need to fetch that one and we need to go and create in the Fusion also every day, right? And we want to
Yes.
automate that whole solution. So what happen? You can go and build that logic into OIC. In OIC, you can write the logic that, okay, get the data from the target system, prepare that format into the FBDI format and load into the Fusion. And this process needs to run every day once. So you can create a schedule type of integration. So what happens? This will keep happening every day. No human intervention needed.
So in that case, whatever you are suggesting in the step one, so for as OIC guys, I need a REST endpoint, right?
It could be anything. The standpoint,
In
format.
technical level, in technical layer, I'm asking, like whatever if we have to do same operation. So what is the technical stuff high level we have to perform?
No, no. So that's what, right? It depends upon. So like in the OIC, right, what happen? We have a list of adapters. So for example, if your
Okay.
target system is a SAP system, right? So for that one, we have a SAP adapter available. So in that adapter, right, you will be getting all the information. So you can just go and extract. For example, if you say your target system is a workday, right? Or it is a fusion. REST is kind of a generic communication. If suppose something is not available, right? And your client has exposed the REST API, then yes, we can go and use the REST API. But if suppose like when I will say database, right? I want to interact with the database, right? So database adapter is already available. I will just go and configure that adapter and I can go and start using.
Okay. So database again, if we are working with the OIC, so we have to like in the SOA, we have to make a JNDI kind of thing, no?
Right.
Where connect.
Similar kind of a thing to you.
But here we have to use agent or something other
Adapter.
term,
Adapter we have to go and
adapter
use. Yes.
for database on-prem as well as on cloud also.
Yeah. For on-premise, we have to create an agent. For cloud, or like if it is available on the internet, then you can go and use through adapter.
Okay, okay, okay. Means adapters first for this cloud and agent for the on-prem.
On-premise, which are not available on the internet, like you cannot go and access through public, like physical
Acha.
device. For
Hmm.
example, my laptop, right? If suppose my
Yes.
laptop is not there on the internet, right? If and my database is sitting in my laptop. So if OIC wants to communicate with my laptop, then it will be needed agent.
Sir, what is this ATP?
What?
Some word ATP database.
ATP is a database only. So normal Oracle database, right? Same thing, but now that is on the cloud. So ATP is like autonomous transaction processor.
So ATP is just like we have to connect cloud only,
Yeah, it's a
right?
cloud database. So what happened? The database got distributed into the cloud into multiple types, like JSON database, transaction, right? Or as a backup kind of a thing, right? Workload type of thing. So based on that one, it got different names. But actually, behind the scene, it is a database only.
Understood, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, one question.
Yeah, please.
So in BA report also we usually get the data from backend table, right? So there's also
Right.
database. Then what it's different from ATP database.
Okay. So in the now, as I told that Fusion is a SaaS application, right? Now in Fusion, you're able to see some records and all. Where those records will be there. That will be behind the scene, it will be on the database. But in the SaaS, right, you will not have the access of the database. Same thing, for example, this is our meeting, right? Now we have started the recording. Where this meeting will go, it will go behind the scene into some database. But do you have the access of the database? No. We'll just have the access of that, okay, go and see this file. What is the table in which this recording will be stored? Your meeting schedule will be stored. We don't have that access. So in the Fusion, database is there behind the scene, but we as a like anyone, no one can go and access because that is a SaaS solution. Even your client cannot go and access the SaaS database. ATP is like custom database. When you need something additional, right? Some logic you want to write into the database, you want to use for the staging purpose, right? So that time what happens? It can be used. It can be used the ATP.
Okay.
Because BIP report, you can just write the select statement. Can you do the update there? No. Can you do the delete? No. Can you go and write your custom package? No. Can we go and create our custom table there? No. Whatever it is there, it is there. And everything come from the product development team. Product development team has that access behind the scene, but no one else has the access from the user perspective. So when you need that control, right? Create, update, delete your own logic, right? So that time you go and go with the custom database, and that database, right, can be used as a ATP. Any questions? Okay, so any question into this one? SaaS, AS, and all.
Sir, yeah. So just one last question.
Yeah.
I'm working with the OIC, okay,
Okay.
and I will get this access for the this environment
Yeah.
OIC. You are correct?
Yes. So yeah, in the training, right, we will be providing OIC, we'll be providing FTP, we'll be providing database, ATP, and we'll be providing the OIC or Fusion environment also.
Okay.
It means
So
like,
coming to this
yeah, the
instance,
whole training is going to be hands-on, right? So whatever the
okay.
things I will be using for that hands-on, right, all those things will be provided for the training purpose.
So just one question regarding this instance. I got this OIC access. Okay.
Okay.
Means this URL. I will log in the OIC. Now
Yes.
coming to as an OIC guy, do I
Yes.
need this SaaS environment access also?
Yeah. If suppose you have some requirement, right? Like you will write some integrated logic, right? In that one, you need to go and load the data into the Fusion. Or for example, BIP report you need to call. So that time, yes, you need.
Actually, my SaaS admin asked me what access you need. Okay. I'm
Okay.
telling you the actual scenario.
Yeah.
So as I did not work with the SaaS and PaaS earlier,
Yeah.
and I know the integration between this unified to Oracle Cloud, okay,
Okay.
and custom integration. So
Okay.
what I can say to them to
Okay. So that
provide me,
question, right? As a technical team member, it's not you have to answer that one. It's your functional team or like Fusion security team they will be doing. So based on the requirement, right? As I told us that, okay, for example, we need to go and write a logic for the supplier. Correct? I want to load the supplier. So what happen? I should have the access of the procurement module. So your functional team will go and define that, okay, what is the role needed for that one.
sir,
So if
functional team
what-
is not they not here, and I need to only raise request. That
yeah, so
is
in
why.
that case, right, you like based on the solution you need to do. So that, okay, what solution you are building. If you are doing for supplier, right, then procurement module you need to have the access. Because in the Fusion, right, everything will be controlled based on the rules and all. So there will be so many rules. Out of that, right, each page, right, for example, whichever page you need, right? For example, I can say supplier page is needed. So in that one, right, supplier manager is a role which I need.
But on that part of the knowledge, no, actually, I'm not aware. No, as I
Yeah.
started recently,
Uh,
so I'm confused what I should say to them.
okay, so like for which module your requirement it is?
My requirement is finance, okay,
Okay.
and other one is the unifier,
Okay.
okay. That's two source system which I have
So,
to
so
use.
yeah, it won't depend upon the source. It just depend upon the target that okay in the fusion, right? Which page you
Yeah.
want access or like
So
where the data will be.
my target is invoice, purchase order, and payment. These are
Yeah.
the
So,
three targets.
yeah. So for this one, right? Like there will be again, right? I don't have those things handy that okay, what are the rules will be needed, but like if you just Google it, right? That okay for the purchase order, right? What is the rule? So that information you will easily get it. But normally, right, in each project, one security team will be there who will be doing all those things. So just check if the
Oh,
security team is there, right? So they will give you the exact role name also.
understood.
Yeah,
But ideally means what I understood from your suggestion, if I need sales access, so I need to focus on the target area which I
right.
need to access, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Not
Because like,
source system.
yeah, because overall fusion is a one system. In fusion, what happen? We will be having a supplier, like supply chain management. We will be having human capital management. We'll be having a finance. Now within that one, whoever has all the user, right, they will not be part of or they will not have the access of the complete. They will everyone will have a restricted access. If you're a HR, right, you will just get the access of the human capital management. If you are from the, for
Understood.
example, finance team, right, you will be getting a finance module access only. Within that also, right, suppose if your role got distributed, right, you will be having a sub access on.
Understood, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear now.
Any other questions? Okay, so that is what we have. So I think, yeah, that is what we have for today's demo. And if anyone has any questions, we can take those questions.
Sir, do we have any voucher details? I mean, related to the topics which are covered going to in the sessions?
Okay, so I think the TOC would have been already shared with you guys. If not, like I can just give you high level so that we will be creating the integrations where we'll be using web services, REST API and SOAP API in detail from the scratch. So first integration is going to be our hello world, and then we will go to the FBDI and file-based data import and export. Right. So we'll be using both the web services, REST API and SOAP API. We'll be using the database. We'll be using the FTP server, file transfer protocol. In that one, we'll be seeing that how we can create a new file, how we can read the file, how we can write the file. We'll be seeing how we can go into the notifications, right? We can send those files over email and all. Then we'll be seeing inbound and outbound integrations. So inbound integration is like we have to go and load the data inside the Fusion. So for that one, right, either we can go and use through REST API one by one, or when we have to do the bulk, right? So we'll be using FBDI process, file-based data import process. Then when we have to do the outbound integration, right? It means we have to export the data, right? Or extract the data from the Fusion and need to go and share with the third party and outside. So for that one, right, we will go and use a BIP report. We'll see how those BIP reports can be called into OIC and how the file will be coming, right? We can go and share that file with either in the database, right? Or over FTP. So all those scenarios will be covered. But I think the detailed TOC will be shared with you guys. And the complete training is going to be hands-on only. Initial 2-3 sessions will be for the theoretical, where we'll be covering the framework that, okay, what are the concepts and all. After that one, everything is going to be practical, hands-on based on.
So, sir, that means inbound is we are consuming something from third
Yes.
party,
Yeah. So you
right?
can consider Fusion as a target system, right? So what happened?
Uh-huh.
Fusion inbound is like something is coming inside. When something
Okay,
goes
and like
out
third
from the
party.
Fusion, yeah. So for third party, it is outbound. Data is coming from that one, right? So it's like
Okay.
in context with the system, it will be inbound and outbound, right?
So
For
with
example,
respect to sir,
I am
say
delivering the
rest.
lecture, right? I am delivering the
Yeah, yeah.
lecture. For me, it is outbound. But for you, it is inbound, right? You're consuming. Now, when you will ask some question, right, what happened? For you, it will be outbound. For me, that will be inbound. So
Got
how
it,
the
sir.
information is going, right? How the data is going from which system to which system, right? So based on that one, inbound and outbound will be defining.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions? Pooja, Amit, Rajkumar, Sharwan, any questions? Regarding the training, any specific question? Okay. So then another thing, right, I will be covering. So we have seen, right, cloud, we have seen fusion. Now let us go and see what OIC is, right? So OIC is if you see it, OIC is a complete, secure, but lightweight integration solution that enables you to connect your application in the cloud. It means when multiple systems want to communicate, right, with each other, right? So that can be happen with the help of OIC. So if you see, right, in this diagram, if you see, on-premise applications are there, cloud applications are there, third-party cloud is there. All communication can happen with the help of OIC. Cloud to cloud communication can happen with the help of OIC. Cloud to, like Oracle Cloud to on-premise system, OIC can go and establish the communication. Oracle Cloud to third-party cloud, right? Salesforce, Workday. Communication can happen with the help of OIC. So OIC is a middleware which enables multiple systems to communicate with each other. Now, it is a complete, secure and lightweight. So what is the meaning of the security, right? Secure. So when we do this integration, right? So what happens? Data is communicating between systems. So when the word data comes in, the first thing comes as a security. Whether my data will be secure or not. Because till the time the data is in my system, it is secure. But once it is out, right? Whether it will be secure or not, so it will be automatically secured because OIC is a framework, right? That will have a inbuilt security. So as a OIC developer, we don't have to go and write any logic to make it a secure. It is a cloud solution. Cloud solution, it means we don't have to go and download any software. No local development. All the development will be happening on the server itself. So what we need internet, we need browser, and we need the OIC instance. Then we can go and do the development. Now, someone of you, right, is working on the SOA. So OIC is a cloud version of the SOA. So what SOA? Earlier, same data communication between multiple systems used to happen through SOA, which is like a Java framework. We need to go and download JDeveloper. We need to go and download some libraries into our local. We will build our solution into local. Once the solution is completed, what we do, we can go and deploy that solution to the server, right? And then it will go working. But in the cloud or in the OIC, what will happen, right? The solution, right, will be on the server itself from the day one. Whatever code you do, right, it will be on the server. So those deployment process is gone. No local software download, right? Directly we are doing on the server itself. So that is like lightweight. And what used to happen, right? The development time will be reduced in OIC. Because if you see, right, for example, I can say 10 days will be needed for the complete OIC development, like a integration solution. So out of 10 days, right, you will go and for example, spend 7 days, right, into the development and 3 days, right, for your deployment and like setup and all. But here OIC, right, is like completely on the cloud. So no setup needed, no deployment needed, right? So maybe like that 10 days that will automatically come to the 7 days because we are not writing any coding and all. On top of that one, right, it is like low code platform. It means all the components and everything is already there. So what happens? Those 10 days, right, can become 5 days or 4 days. So what happens? Your time will be drastically saved from 10 to 4 or 5 days. So that is the main reason companies are going for the OIC and OIC developers because they can go and deliver the solution faster. And we are into the time, right, where at this point of time, right, no single system can go and do all the operation. They have to go and interact with some other system at some point of time. So if you take that example of the simple salary also, right? So what happens? Who is paying your salary? Your company is paying, right? But is the company credit your that salary into your account? No, it will be the bank. So if suppose the salary process needs to be completed, what happens? Your company will go and send some information to the bank. Bank will credit that salary into your account. Then bank will go and send some information back to the your company, and then your company will go and do the payment that salary slip generation now. Correct? So see, in this simple process, two systems are involved. If suppose in this one, right, we can say you will have that insurance, you will have that income tax, you will have some other thing else, right? PF and all. So what happened? Again, some more systems got involved. So that is what like OIC comes, and OIC will go and do those communication systems faster. Now OIC is independent, right? It is not necessary that okay, Oracle to Oracle, right? Or Fusion to Fusion. It could be any two systems, right? So that is the reason that okay, OIC is a middleware. It is not like any specific, and that's the main reason that okay, it will be there in the market for long. It won't be like so. So was a legacy, right? So for that one, the replacement came as a cloud. Now when it came into the cloud, right, all the new trends and technologies, right, are available. Any questions, anyone? Okay, so I think if there's no question, we can just wrap up today's session. We can take questions now. And like once we start our batch, right? So that time we'll be seeing all these things in detail. Who's there? Okay, any other questions, anyone?
Regular batch starts from on which day?
Yeah, so we'll be just taking the enrollment from everyone, and then based on that one, right, we'll go and decide that okay, what time we can go and start the session.
Oh,
Yeah. Any specific question, any questions? Amit Rajkumar Sharma. Okay, so if no question, then I think we are good. We can wrap up the session today here only. Yeah, if no question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.